Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Michigan International Speedway for the Midwest Motor Customs 300. Coming to you live here on Knapp Daddy Racing for the Knapp Daddy Cup Series. This is the start of our playoff season. We have our 12 drivers, and they are ready to get onto all of the racing action that we are going to have tonight. I'm sure it is going to be a great show. Before we get on to that, let's go ahead and get over and thank all of our wonderful sponsors who make this whole thing happen. Tonight's race is going to be brought to you by Midwest Motor Customs. That is going to come from our very own Greg McConey, who you can catch out there on the track in that Trash Panda Auto Sport car. Greg takes paints on a request-only basis so he can focus on each scheme individually. You can message him on Midwest Motor Customs on Facebook or reach out to him directly. I know we've talked about it quite a bit over the course of the season, but those Trash Panda Auto Sport cars are awesome. I know he'll do an awesome job for you as well. So be sure to reach out to Greg over there at Midwest Motor Customs for any of your new iRacing paint scheme needs. And as always, as mentioned earlier, this is the Knapp Daddy Cup Series. For those that don't know, myself and John make up Knapp Daddy Racing. Started as an iRacing design shop just last year. We tried to expand out to be your one-stop shop for everything iRacing. Be sure to check out our website at knappdaddyracing.com. You can check out any sort of custom paint schemes. We've got some new templates up on the website as well. Or even if you're not into iRacing so much, you just want to pick yourself up a t-shirt or a hat or a sticker, help support the boys, we would definitely appreciate it. You can catch us here live every single Monday, or for the next couple of Mondays anyway, for the Knapp Daddy Cup Series. You can catch us live on Doghouse Racing TV on Thursday nights for the Group 6 Cup Series over there. And you can catch us on TikTok or Twitch live as often as we can. We are excited to be here for the start of playoff season here at Michigan International Speedway. As always, my name is Hunter. I'm up here in the booth with my broadcast partner, Jonathan Smith. These guys are finishing up their practice times here. Got just over 5 minutes left of practice. But with that being said, I'm going to kick it over to my broadcast partner, Jonathan Smith, to tell us some smart stuff about Michigan and what we should expect to see tonight. John, take it away.
Excited to be here first off in our first race of the playoffs, especially this league, getting this thing off the ground and finally making it over to playoffs. It's been an exciting run so far, but fun to be here, fun to finally make it. We got 12 drivers for you that are going to be battling out for that top prize coming here at the end. The top 5 drivers will get paid out in this league as well, so I mean, always something to fight for. But it's Michigan, man. This is going to be an exciting time. Multiple different lines here at this track. Different ways to run it. You can run the high side that we're watching Brandon Trush start here. Maybe he's going to dive down kind of that mid line that you can also run. There's also a low line around that as well. So a lot of different ways to run this track. You got to really think about sacrificing speed and also conserving them tires as you go on. But it's going to be a good one. These guys are ready to get out here and battle for this first race of playoffs. Points are even, so everybody's kind of on the same playing field. Some drivers did get bonus points. If they won a race this year, they got 2 extra bonus points per win. And if you won a stage, you got an extra bonus point per stage win to a max of 10 points to kind of get you off into the playoffs. But, I mean, everybody's within 10 points right now, so it's definitely a fresh slate for these top 12, and everybody's at striking distance.
Like you said, it's going to be, we're going in with a clean slate, and these guys definitely are going to have something to race for with all those top 5 drivers being able to get a payout here, so everyone's definitely going to be running for it, and it's just going to be a really fun night of racing. I think, like you said, the tire wear is definitely going to make for a interesting little mix into the pot here tonight. We are doing this is the Midwest Motor Customs 300 here at Michigan International Speedway, so that does mean we will be doing 150 laps here tonight. We will be having our stage break at lap 60. So that means that the pits will close at lap 58 if we have a caution within lap 57. That will go ahead and serve as our stage. We will be throwing a caution for that stage. These guys are going to have 4 sets of tires here tonight, and they're going to be running it on 90% fuel. Should get them somewhere between 40 and 45 laps, depending on how well you're able to save fuel. And kind of going back to your point again, I think you're going to kind of see a tale of different strategies here tonight on guys that are kind of using Michigan to its most potential in terms of speed, because there's definitely ways you can run this track where you can just really rip it. And I think you're also going to see guys that are kind of playing the long game, trying to make sure they still have some fresh tires or still have a little extra gas in the tank at the end to make that last big push.
Yeah, absolutely. And definitely nothing wrong with taking that high side either. You'll hear some guys say it's going to burn up your tires, and it certainly will burn up your tires. You can't do it too long or you're going to be up in the back for the last part of that run. But definitely a good way to pass people, get around people. But I think the guys you're going to see up front at the end of this race are the ones that stay low and really try to be mindful of the tires, keep that car as low as possible throughout this run. As we watch Jamie Horn come around here with 4 minutes left of practice, he's got that new banner on the top of his car for the playoffs. Instead of the green, going to a more bronze look for the first 3 races of the playoff, and then past that they will go to, I believe, a gold banner for our top 6 who make it on to the final race.
Cool too how we got the 2 sponsors that we're reading out for tonight is us with Knapp Daddy, and then you got Greg with Midwest Motor Customs. I know he does a lot of work on those Trash Panda Auto Sport cars, and it's just kind of cool to see the 2 different designs out there. It's really, really fun stuff.
Trying to pull up our stream here now. If you do have a pick for the night who you think is going to win this race, please drop in the comments. Let us know. If your driver does end up pulling it out, please let us know that you were right and we were probably wrong, because everybody we pick tends not to do well. I don't want to give that curse to anybody tonight, but unfortunately we are going to give it to 2 people who we think have the best shot at winning tonight's race. And we'll get to those picks in just a sec right before qualifying. But for now, let's look at your playoff drivers as we are heading into the first race of the playoff here. Starting off with this top 3 right here, you have Jamie Horn in that 98 car, Frank Marchese, and also Hunter Simpson in the 33. Hunter coming in a little bit late, but still able to pull out a win there. Able to squeeze himself into the playoffs as well. Then you have Brandon Lopez in the 5 car, Adjustment Man in the 3 car, Zachary Baker in the 12, part of that Trash Panda team, Zachary Baker. Your next 3 of this 12 here, Steve Bonomo, Bill Gentry, and hometown track, hometown kid here, Greg McConey in the 16 car, also part of Trash Panda Motorsport or Auto Sports. Don't let me pull a Hunter here and get it wrong. And then lastly, coming in here for the last 3 to get into the playoffs, it is not going to pop up. I was having trouble with this earlier and I was afraid that would happen, but nonetheless, we'll jump over to your point standings board so you can see exactly where your driver is coming into the playoffs. Again, points were capped at 10. If you got a win, you got 2 points per win in this season, 1 point per stage win. Adjustment Man picking up the first preseason win, which also gave him 2 points, kind of a perk of winning that preseason race. Nobody else gained points off of that except for the winner. And then behind these guys, to fill out your 12, Greg McConey, Kinsley Smith, Brandon Trush, Kirby Wainscott, all coming in here starting at 2,000 points. So 10-point difference between 12 drivers, man. Like, again, like a clean slate can feel pretty good coming into this track like this, knowing that it's just about anybody's race if you just mind your business, get your lines right, and really hit your marks the entire race. Not to burn it up or anything, but you can definitely come out here and get way ahead in the points tonight.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a fun night for points, because you're going to see guys, like we were talking about earlier, I think you're going to see guys come out here trying a lot of different things. I think you're going to see probably a lot of guys go up to that high side here early on the run, because they're just going to be loving how much speed you're able to get. And I think as the run goes on, whether it's green or whether there's some cautions mixed in, I think you're going to see some guys start to go down closer to the bottom later in the runs, kind of going probably to the point in the latter part of this race where you're going to see a lot of guys kind of primarily staying on the bottom side. You're just going to be able to keep cooler tires that way, not going to have nearly as much tire wear. But either way, it's going to be a fun time. Like John was saying a few minutes ago, make sure that you're cheering on your favorite drivers in the comments. This is the start of playoff season. We're going to have this race, and then we have 2 more after this one, and then it is our championship run after that. Got Talladega next week for the Alabama 300. Then we'll go to Iowa, and then we will close up shop for the season at Homestead after that. But it has been a super, super fun time getting this thing off the ground. Again, I know we've said it before, but a lot of work goes into running these things. I know me and John have put a lot of work in. There's been a lot of guys in the league that have also helped out so much. Greg McConey making the schedule, helping us out with the banners as well, like the playoff banners. There's a lot of guys in here who have been such a huge help in getting this thing off the ground. And not the least of which is everybody that has joined into these streams and liked and subscribed and cheered on their drivers. It is incredibly motivating, not just for the drivers, but for us up here in the booth as well. Love being able to be up here each and every week with all y'all. I just think we got 13 people out there right now, so thank y'all for joining in, hanging out with us. Got Music and Racing saying it should be a fun watch. Good luck to all the drivers. Got Kathy Trush saying, go Team Trush number 23, home track for Brandon, get after it. Got Forge Val winners, the stage break. Stage break is at lap 60 tonight. But it is sure to be a fun night of racing as we get started with our qualifying. Seen a couple guys head out there, go ahead and get their laps in. Saw a pretty big mix in terms of practice times out there. I saw everything from like low 37s. I think 37.4 was one of the faster times that I saw from a couple different guys out there, all the way up to over 30, 38. I think we had some 38.1s for our practice times as well. But you also have to consider that's going to be a lot of guys trying out different lines, figuring out where they want to sit, what their tire wear is going to look like. If you do go out there and try to like hot lap it and try to make up some ground, how's it going to affect the tires and things like that. But I know we talked about it before, but I know there's kind of a mix of theories on, especially for different tracks, about how important where you qualify is. How do you feel about the importance of track position at Michigan?
Track position is going to be a big deal here, especially since we're not sure how this dirty air or clean air is going to react tonight. I have a feeling with these cars and the way they handle and stuff, I think that dirty air is definitely not going to be good for you. I don't think it's going to be, I think it'll be harder to make a pass if you're behind somebody. You're going to see guys out in the front, I think, have a little bit more of a gap, I believe. And I'm not sure. This could be completely wrong, but just from a little bit that I've done here, I feel like track position is going to be a big deal. Some guys are going to start to get spread out as the run goes on, from those who saved and those who didn't save. So, I mean, you kind of want to be up front, make sure you hit that pit cycle just right, and definitely get back out there. There's probably going to be a little bit of draft that plays as well. Let's pull up the weather report for you today here. So we come into the Midwest Motor Customs 300, 2-mile track, 76 degrees outside. Track temp's going to be kept down to about a 70 degrees. Yeah, partly cloudy, so shady's not going to do much. And then the wind speed's not going to hurt too much for these drivers as well. So it should be a pretty clear day, pretty good day for racing as we try to set up all these races just to make sure that ideal environment is going for these guys.
Yeah, it seems like the weather in Michigan is a lot nicer than it is in North Carolina right now. It is about 48 degrees and raining all day long in the Carolinas. Not my favorite weather.
It's been rainy and cold here all day as well. On top of that, having a sick kid to take care of, it's just been a fun time. Just been a blast today.
It really tickles your fancy, huh?
Oh yeah, especially with an exam tomorrow. It's just all good things just manifesting into one.
Everything coming up John right now.
Why wouldn't it, you know?
Who knows?
Good old RSV going around, taking everybody.
Got Kathy Trush in the comments saying, thank you, Knapp Daddy Racing, for the awesome t-shirt. Very nice. Glad I ordered and happy to represent. Well, we are happy to have you represent, Kathy. We do like those t-shirts quite a bit. They're very soft.
Oh, yeah. I wear mine. I got to get a new one because I'm starting to get holes in it as much as I wear mine.
I was saying mine has holes in it, too. And then I also wore mine the last time I ran a 5K. and believe it's a little sweat stained at this point. Which, hey, the Knapp Daddy Racing shirt has to look like it was worked in. It has to put in work, man.
I said the same thing, which is why when I was working on my truck, I wore it. But no, it's got some grease stains on it. I'm pretty sure it's where it got the holes in it or snagging parts inside the truck. But good stuff. If you want another one, just make sure you check out. If anybody else wants a t-shirt, check out our website, napdaddyracing.com. And I will be sure to get it out to you. That's going to be just about it for qualifying, though. Jamie Horn taking the pole here. Greg McConey in second place. And Zachary Baker going to be starting in P3. These guys will have a 5-minute warm-up session. And while they're warming up, let's go ahead and tell them who our picks are. Why don't you start us off?
I'd be happy to. My pick tonight, I'm going to basically just go off of previous experience here. I'm going with Justin McMahon in that number 3 car tonight. I think he's due for a win. I think he does very well at these larger 2-mile tracks. I think he's going to be coming in here motivated, looking to move up in the points and move up quickly. I'm going Justin McMahon tonight.
And that's a fantastic pick. Would almost pick it myself, but I'm actually going to go with Mr. Greg McConey, the hometown track guy here tonight. I think he's going to be pretty fast here. He likes this track a lot. He's talked about it a lot all season. Looking forward to it. Had it circled on his calendar. So I'm going to go with Greg McConey. And as far as our head-to-head matchup here tonight, who to be looking out for, we do have your 2 drivers, Zachary Baker and Bill Gentry. Baker in that 12 car, Gentry in that 34 car. Both drivers pretty even on all their stat lines here, coming in tied in points right now. Tied for 6th in points because everybody's restarting around that 2,000 mark. These guys both have 2,000. And I think it's going to be a battle to see who can get out in front and try to get in that top 5 so they can get that prize there at the end.
100%. I think it is going to be a fun matchup to watch here tonight. Got Gainesville to the Glades podcast with the comments saying volume is low on broadcast. Voices or race sound? We have been up here messing with the sound for like the last 30 minutes, and we were like, I bet the sound's not going to be exactly right, but
I actually mentioned it during our countdown, so I guarantee the sound's going to be messed up. Just updated some things, the graphics card yesterday and the whole computer, and a little bit of other updates. So hopefully better broadcast coming your way pretty soon here as soon as we get some things tweaked out, figured out.
Got New Age Bandit in there as well. I believe that's Dagan Barnes saying, how are these guys finding the trust in those cars in turns 1 and 2? I can't understand. John, you probably know how to answer that a little bit better than I would. What's so funny about the turns 1 and 2 at Michigan?
Let's see if we can ride along here with somebody really quick. Greg McConey just getting out on the track. Hunter Simpson's out there getting on the track too. So turn 1 and 2 is pretty wide corner. You can almost hold down the throttle the entire way as you're coming through. This is coming down the backstretch right now as we're riding along with Justin McMahon here. Coming to turn 3 though, it's going to be a little bit tighter. He's actually going to stay high. You want to get off the gas, and then you can punch it as soon as you get down to this lower lane here. You don't really want to stab the gas, but you can ease back into it, and the car will kind of rotate along with that corner there on out. You can take this little apron there if you wanted to. You won't get you much time, but you'll see these guys drive deep into this. See how deep he got into that corner before he actually even let off, and then right back on the throttle, getting to the bottom and punching it through. But 2 throws you out of the corner. It's just McMahon barely scrapes the wall there, but it seems like it just throws you out of the corner coming through there. I actually had a guy a while back ago talk to me about setting my corner. You'll see some of these guys do that tonight. The way they approach the corner and angle the nose down into the corners they go in. It's kind of what you have to do here with 1 and 2.
That makes sense. Got the comment in here about the noise, the volume, saying that it's both. So I guess both race volume and voice sound could go up a little bit. Also got K-Doggy, Mr. Kevin Brown in here saying, what's up, sir? Hope you're doing well this evening. As we do have just over a minute left in this warm-up session here for these guys. Actually, just under a minute now at this point. So we'll try to make sure we get the volume issues worked out before we get under green flag racing here.
Hopefully that gets a little bit better. If it doesn't, please let us know. Want to make sure we put on a good show here for everybody, and in the process of getting better, sometimes you gotta get a little bit worse and figure some things out. But so far, this graphics card update, I am loving it. Some of the things that I can see already that are a little bit different are kind of insane. I did not think there was so much quality iRacing has put into this game, but definitely a lot there. But we are about to grid up. If you would like to go ahead and grid us off as soon as these people start lining up here.
I would be happy to do that for you, sir. So we have everybody coming up in line here. So starting on the pole position tonight for our first playoff race tonight here at the Midwest Motor Customs 300. Gonna have the number 98 machine of Jamie Horn, also your points leader. Starting in second place, you're gonna have the number 16 car of Greg McConey, followed by his Trash Panda Autosport teammate and Zach Baker. 48 car of Joe Tardif is going to be starting in fourth place tonight. Hunter Simpson going to be rounding out your top 5. Kinsley Smith going to be starting in sixth place. It's a very Trash Panda Autosport top 10 here tonight. My pick for the evening, Justin McMahon going to be starting in seventh place here tonight. Brandon Lopez going to be starting in eighth. Daniel Wilkerson going to be starting in ninth tonight, and Brandon Trush is going to round out your top 10. Bill Gentry going to be starting in 11th place here tonight. Frank Marchese is going to take 12th. Dagan Barnes going to start in 13th position here tonight. Gary Armijo going to take the 14th spot. Kirby Wayne Scott going to be starting in 15th, and Steven Bonomo rounding out your qualifying drivers with 16th. Taking up the rest of the spots here tonight, that is going to be based on iRatings. That is going to be Josh Cully in 17th position. Newcomer to the league in the number 51 car of Dwayne Furtick, starting at 18th. Looking for some big runs out of him. Do have Kevin Tankos in the lobby. Not sure if he's on the track yet. But he is 19th, and Thomas McLaughlin is going to be in 20th. We're about to get this thing underway, man. This is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I'm excited for this, man, to get going here. First race of the playoffs. You know, all these guys are kind of on edge here. Got Jamie Horn, Greg McConey out here leading it off.
And that is going to be our green flag, and we are getting ready to get this thing underway here. Saw a big checkup down there on the low side. I think everyone's able to keep it going straight there as we are underway here at the Midwest Motor Customs 300. Looking like a lot of guys kind of looking to work that high side here early in the run. Still a couple guys sticking down low. See a lot of guys kind of trying to work that middle lane right now too. We're 3 wide there in the middle.
Yeah, that's going to be Justin McMahon right there on the bottom of Kinsley Smith. Then you got Brandon Lopez in that 5 car on the top. A lot of good looking cars out here tonight. I mentioned Kinsley Smith, that new ride in the 15 car. Also got Hunter Simpson out here in the new car. Kind of looks like the old cups you get at the food court in the mall.
It kind of does a little bit, doesn't it?
There's a name for that. Jazz is what it's called. This is the artwork is called. Jazz artwork. Actually, I had to look that up because we did a late model stock car that looks similar to that. And it's actually for free on our website.
That's a free template on the website, isn't it? A little plug there.
Yeah, I didn't even mean to make that a plug, but I was just kind of thinking about it. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's free. Greg McConey out here taking the lead away from Jamie Horn early on, trying to get that clean air.
I know we were talking about it before the race started, but I feel like Michigan's going to be one of these tracks where clean air just means so much to how you're able to finish this race. I mean, there is going to be a lot of speed out here, but I don't think it's necessarily going to be as easy to pass here as some of these guys might have come in here thinking it's going to be.
Yeah, you got to have a lot of momentum coming off of turn 2 there, too. You will lose time and position, mainly off turn 2, just coming out, not being consistent every single time. And it's hard. It's not like just, you know, putting your right foot in front of your left foot. This is very tiny details you have to focus on every single time you go around, or you will lose tenths, which is going to equate to losing positions. Jamie Horn looking to the bottom here. Greg McConey not going to be able to get there in time, though.
And then Joe Tardif sitting in that 48 car in 3rd place. He's moved up a spot. Hunter Simpson also moved up a spot. He's going to be in 4th place right there behind Joe. Brandon Lopez, man on a mission right now, already up 3 spots. Up into the top 5. Saw Kinsley Smith make a pass around Justin McMahon and Zach Baker just a few laps ago as well to get his spots back.
Joe Tardif being challenged right here by Hunter Simpson.
It's so crazy to see how low on the track Jamie Horn's taking it right now. I know we talked about it. You're going to say
they got into each other. Kinsley Smith hits Joe Tardif. Tardif's into the wall.
Was he able to save it?
He was able to save it, but he is falling very far back. I don't see a ton of damage to that car right now.
I think we're going to be able to stay green for right now, but that was a close call.
That back bumper is scratched up quite a bit. Daniel Wilkerson trying to get to the inside here of Dagan Barnes.
Jamie Horn and Greg McConey racing side by side for the race lead right now. We saw those guys drag racing when we were in practice earlier. Jamie Horn trying to let that low side do some work. Greg's just able to get such a good run on the exit, though, being on that high side. Drag race back to the finish here. Greg McConey going to lead another lap here.
Jamie Horn's gotten a really good push off of that corner there. Keep his nose out in front of Greg McConey. I actually talked to Jamie Horn earlier today in nice little conversations. We did some practice sessions for an upcoming race of ours. And the main thing he told me that he had to learn over his career of iRacing here is how to be patient. And when I say that, I'm really thinking about Greg McConey here, thinking like, I'm in 2nd place now. I know I'm fast enough to be in 1st, but you got to be patient, wait him out. Let him make the mistakes, let him burn his tires up, and then make your move.
Brandon Lopez, who has also joined the party up there, he's going to be right on the bumper of Greg McConey. Hunter Simpson going to be about a second back on the race leaders.
Brandon Trush up 5 spots in front of Justin McMahon there in that 3 car.
I believe this is a hometown track for Brandon Trush as well.
It is. You got the Detroit on the side of the car there, as you can see on that C post. The Knapp Daddy Racing car. not a Knapp Daddy Racing car, but it is a Knapp Daddy Racing design car. That was one of my favorites I've made so far, I think.
I say, I think two of my favorite custom jobs that you've done with Brandon Trush's and with Jamie Horn's current one. I think those are two of my favorites that you've done so far. They're both out on the track there tonight, checking in back at the back of the pack as well. Kensley Smith still out on the track, but definitely looking a little bit slower than he was before. He's currently going to be at the back of the line right now. I believe Joe Tardif was able to save it without too much damage, and he's actually moved back up a couple of spots. He's back up into 15th now.
Yeah, Kensley Smith got a lot of damage to that front right quarter panel up there. I think that's going to make him a little bit tight going around those corners. Brandon Lopez looking to make a pass here on Greg McConey on the outside. If he sticks outside, he might have a good run here. It's a good place to pass, not a good place to live, though.
Good place to pass, not a good place to live.
Yeah, it's a place you come and visit just to get around somebody, and then after that, you need to stick to that low side and save them tires up.
So do you think it could be a strategy as the night goes on for these guys, especially as, you know, these runs start getting longer? Like if you're Greg McConey here in, let's say, another 15 laps, do you think you'd be trying to stay on the inside of Brandon Lopez there, trying to make him stay up at the high side?
Oh, absolutely.
Or are you just going to kind of let him do his thing?
If you can, you should stay there on the low side, make him work that high side, burn his tires up, play a little bit of offense there. Not really trying to defend the position, but really just trying to get him to work his stuff a little bit more. But at the same time, racing side by side here is really going to slow you down. You're going to lose a race leader pretty quickly if you don't let that driver go.
Got Brian Gibbons in the comments saying that on the 7th day, Zach Baker and Frank Marchese rested. Well, they are not resting right now. Zach Baker currently sitting in 11th position right now. He's going to be right there behind that number 9 car of Steve Bonomo. That is going to be to get into the top 10. Frank Marchese's moved up a couple spots as well. He started in 12th place tonight. He's currently sitting in 9th. He's trying to chase down Gary Armijo right now. That's going to be for 8th place.
Adjustment man trying to make a pass around Brandon Trush here. Behind that, you have Bill Gentry, Gary Armijo. Behind them, just waiting, Frank Marchese.
Gary Armijo was trying to come in there with a full head of steam on the low side there of Bill Gentry as well. Not able to get it done on the low side that time.
That low side's going to be so hard to pass, man. We were practicing for Chicagoland today, and it's kind of the same thing. I feel like if you get to that low side, you really have to make that pass early. If you don't make that pass at least before the second third of the corner, you cannot get through. You're going to be stuck there beside somebody for a while.
I think it's going to start to get really interesting here, especially maybe in about the next 10 laps or so. I think that's when you're going to really start to see the difference in who has saved their tires well and who has maybe just been kind of letting it eat a little bit. Because, I mean, the fall-off times here at Michigan are going to be pretty significant. And with these guys having somewhere between 40 and 45 laps of fuel, you could definitely tear up those tires way before you need to come in and hit gas.
Yeah, these guys do have 4 sets of tires tonight, so, I mean, got time and plenty of opportunity to use them. I'm trying to think about a pit strategy, what would happen or what they should do. But I'm thinking you might push this out to lap 38, maybe lap 40. If you get 45 in a tank and pit there, that way you have 20 laps to just run it. On the opposite spectrum, you could sit there and pit on lap 30 and then pit again on lap 60 and take your tires at that point. Then after the stage, you try to stretch it all the way out to lap 100 and then maybe again at lap 125 for the end.
I was going to say, I know last week we ended up racing at Charlotte, and I mean, that was a race pretty much purely based on strategy. Not so much for tires at Charlotte, but way more for gas. And we've kind of had the blessing and the curse of having a lot of really wonderful, happy accidents with where our stage break is and our fuel setups. And so it's made it really interesting for these drivers going through. Like, yeah, obviously you have to focus on going fast and not getting in a caution or anything like that, but you also have to think about your tire strategy and your fuel strategy. And Brandon Lopez last week played that to, pretty much about it as absolutely perfect as you can. And by absolutely perfect, I mean I think he ran out of gas like 100 yards before the finish line.
See Brandon Trush right there in the corner of your screen, whipping around that 23 car. He's currently sitting in P5 right now, playoff driver.
I love the face cams, dude.
I'm going to show you my favorite one right here. We head over to Justin McMahon. Not in a recap, but Justin McMahon in that VR headset. I don't know how he does it. I would get so sick. I had a VR headset. I owned a VR headset for maybe 2 weeks, and I sold it as soon as I got it after 2 weeks because I just gave me headaches, got dizzy with it, did not like it.
I believe Justin's our only driver that runs in VR.
He might be. I know there's some other guys that these guys run with in another league that have some VR headsets, and they work those. And I've heard they're pretty beneficial, being able to look left and right and seeing who's beside you. And he is all over the bumper of Bill Gentry. Looks like he got him a little bit loose there, going up to the bumper of him. Nice, aggressive racing.
That's what we love to see, man. That's why we started this whole thing in the beginning, was just, you know, wanting to see good, clean, aggressive racing from really talented drivers who are competitive and want to win, but also, you know, you're not trying to have, you know, cash for clunkers out here. You're trying to see these guys out here run it. And that's going back to the previous comment about having these wonderful little happy accidents with the fuel strategy and stuff like that. Anyone that is like, oh, if the race doesn't have yellow flags and it's not exciting, I think it's so much more exciting to see these big, long green flag runs, knowing like how much fuel these guys have, who pitted where, and trying to put all the puzzle pieces together up here in the booth. And I just think it tells such a cool story, and then being able to talk to the drivers at the end and kind of hear how they planned it out, I think it's just really, really fascinating.
Yeah, and as a amateur race car driver myself, amateur iRacing driver, I hate yellow flags. I hate yellow flags. And that was absolutely the goal when we made this. We want to get top drivers, elite drivers from across different leagues to come in this league. Really put it out on the table and like, let's have some green flag runs. Stay away from the caution, the wreck fest. Nobody wants to pace. I said it before, it's iRacing, not iPacing.
Looks like Kensley Smith has decided to go ahead and bring it down pit road. He is going to be in 19th place right now. Just saw him getting new tires. Believe he's staying to get that damage repaired. And it's going to have him one lap down, our first car a lap down tonight in 19th. We have Kevin Tankos on the race list, but I don't believe he ever took the track. So that means that last car on the lead lap is currently going to be Thomas McLaughlin. He's racing alongside Dagan Barnes there in 17th place. They're going to be about 12 seconds behind the race leader, Kirby Wainscott and Dwayne Furtick. Going to be 15th and 16th. Really not as much separation as I thought there was going to be here at Michigan. I mean, those guys 15th and 16th are still only about 5 seconds back. I mean, really up until 6th place, everyone's within a second of the race lead.
Yeah,
you see Jamie Horn.
It'll come.
Oh, good. Jamie Horn is still in that race lead. Him and Greg McConey been going back and forth all evening so far. Brandon Lopez still going to be sitting in that 3rd spot. Hunter Simpson now in 4th place. Brandon Trush moved up 5 spots and is now in your top 5 waiting for his opportunity. It is the night of the Brandons up front. Brandon Lopez up 5 spots to be in 3rd there. Brandon Trush also up 5 spots to be there in the top 5. Bill Gentry also been having a really good night so far. I know you were talking about that in like the head-to-head matchup before the race, but Bill Gentry putting on a really good show here so far. He's up 5 spots right now from 11th.
Yeah, able to work around Just McMahon. He's sitting there in 6th place right now, about 2 seconds back from your race leader. Only got him maybe a second back from your 5th place driver, Brandon Trush. And it looks like he's closing that gap between him and Brandon. I'm watching the intervals right here on that backstretch. Now kind of opening back up here as they get to the front. But Bill's been impressive this season. He is a playoff driver right now, fighting for it. Other guy we were talking about earlier tonight, Zach Baker. He's falling back just a little bit here with that Trash Panda car, but might be saving something up to get a good run later on this race.
Yeah, we've seen Zach kind of sitting there right about somewhere between about 10th and 13th for the last couple of laps. He's got Steven Bonomo in front of him in 11th, and he's got his teammate Joe Tardif up there as well. He's going to be in 12th place. Saw Joe almost getting a little trouble here about 10 laps ago. Him and Kensley Smith almost got up into the wall. Joe able to get away with pretty much no damage. He ended up going to the back of the pack, but has been able to bounce his way back up to 11th. Kensley Smith, unfortunately, did take a little bit more damage. He's going to be currently sitting at 19th, 5 laps down. Off of pit road now, though.
Yeah, we do have a new race leader. Going to be Greg McConey making that pass on Jamie Horn. Jamie Horn looking to cross him up right here, get on the low side. He's got his nose in. It's going to be a hard drive off. With a fantastic run, though. Good Lord.
Yeah, that's really good work there on the inside, but then you just kind of see it time and time again. That high side carries so much speed. Jamie able to get the run in, really do a good job of sticking it there. To be honest with you, but then Greg McConey's just able to get back into the throttle really, really quickly. And it's just, you kind of see it almost equaling back out. And if really at that point, if Jamie wasn't hitting those entries so perfectly there on the inside, you'd see Greg open up a little bit more of a gap there.
Yeah, Jamie's such a smart guy when it comes to racing, too. That, like I said, having that conversation with him today during the practice session, he just kind of drops these wisdom bombs on you. Just nonchalant mid-conversation. You're like, this is what I did or whatever. This is what I've been doing. You're like, you do it one time and add a 10th to your lap, or gain a 10th, I should say. It was crazy stuff. I mean, it's always good to be around people that are a lot better than you.
I think that's how you get better.
Is that why you hang out with me?
Yeah, pretty much.
Got you set up for that one.
Yeah, I put myself on the tee for that one. But, I mean, realistically, it is true. I mean, I feel like in the broadcasting thing, we kind of learn from each other. It was the broadcasting thing we kind of learn from each other. I mean, you absorb information so much better than I do. And so, I mean, I've been trying to learn from you in terms of like keeping track on the different drivers and learning stats and things like that. And then I've always been kind of the color commentary guy. So like trying to like learn like the different tonalities and like the ins and outs of like how to sound cool, I guess, on the microphone, which is crazy because I hate hearing the sound of my own voice. So like I always try to go back and listen to these and like learn how I could have done better or something else that I could have said in this spot. And it's just driving me up a wall the whole time because I hate listening to myself talk.
Oh, me too. Greg McConey, though, on the inside, trying to challenge again. There's a lot of action right behind Hunter Simpson moving up to 3rd place. Brandon Lopez with a really good run. Going to give Simpson a little bit of a push there. Trush still hanging on the 5th, and Bill Gentry taking full advantage of this and pulling into almost a second, maybe 3/10 of the leader. I'm only showing Bill about 3/10 behind Brandon Trush now. He was a full second earlier.
Yeah, Bill's definitely starting to close the gap up here. I think Bill must have done a really good job of saving some tires because we're seeing him start to close the gap right now. Same thing for Hunter Simpson. Hunter Simpson getting a really good run right now, sitting on the inside, able to get around Brandon Lopez, who'd been in that 3rd position pretty much all night long. Hunter Simpson doing a good job of gaining time right now.
Yeah, that's kind of our keys to the race is to be patient, get your playoff points, kind of manage that balance between saving tires and finding that speed, saving versus speed, and it's a hard balance. I think it's one of the harder things to do in the whole iRacing field is You got to be able to save, but you also got to be fast while you're doing it. There's a whole mess of guys in here that know how to do that very, very well, as you see here, and that's where it gets tough when everybody's in the same level and just as good as the other person. You do get close racing like this.
100%. We've had a couple of takers come down pit road already. It looks like Daniel Wilkerson brought it down and is now off of pit road, but he's going to be one lap down, sitting in 18th place. Dagan Barnes also down on pit road. He's just now getting off of pit road. I believe I saw him miss his pit box, so a little bit longer down pit road than he would have wanted. Going to cost him a little bit of time there. Thomas McLaughlin also going to bring it down. It's like Greg McConey going to go ahead and drop out of line and bring it down as well. Pits are starting here. Trying to see if any of his Trash Panda teammates were going to roll with him. Doesn't look like it right now. Looks like Greg just went down by himself.
Looks like Hunter Simpson's going to bring it down now too. Jamie Horn coming down.
Hunter Simpson coming down, Jamie Horn, Brandon Trush, Justin McMahon. It's like Bill Gentry also going to go ahead and bring it down. That is going to leave Brandon Lopez out on the track in your race lead. Frank Marchese going to be right behind him in second place. Zach Baker going to have third place for right now. Just heard Brandon Lopez come over the radio say he's going to be bringing it down. Just heard Dwayne Furtick in that 51 car say that he was going to be bringing it down. That is going to give your race lead to Frank Marchese in that 24 car. He is going to get his first laps led of the evening. Zach Baker going to be sitting in second for now. Josh Cully in third. Joe Tardif in fourth place. And Kirby Wainscott going to be in fifth.
Kind of the strategy I was talking about a little earlier too, about putting around lap 38. That way you got a little bit of tire for the next set of the run. Now the question is, do you take tires once you hit lap 60?
It's like Hunter Simpson bringing it down as well. I thought he had already brought it down.
I believe Hunter Simpson did catch a black flag.
Oh, gotcha.
Possibly speeding on pit road. I also see where Dagan Barnes, Thomas McLaughlin also received a black flag.
Yeah, that pit road speed can get you. It's like Zach Baker is going to give up the race lead after getting a lap lead. He is going to go ahead and bring it down pit road. That is going to give this lap lead over to Mr. Josh Cully. Worked his way up from 17th and is now in first place. He does still need to pit.
Yeah, Josh joined us a little late this season, but if he comes back next season with us, I think he is going to be a threat for this points run.
Yeah, Josh Cully, the king of starting at the back of the pack and just bringing it up all the way through. Very consistent top 5, top 6 driver, and always in the competition to be in the running for a race win. He's got Brandon Trush there in front of him. That is Brandon Trush getting his lap back, I believe. Zach Baker just now getting it off of pit road, so that is going to leave our top 3 as the only drivers to not bring it down just yet. I don't know if they're going to try to stay out and just keep it out until it's almost out of gas, try to get some laps led, or they're just trying to get a little bit more out of these tires so that they can have a little bit more tire left for the push on lap 60.
Well, I think we've seen Kirby Wainscott do this before, kind of extend that fuel window as far as he can. A little bit different strategy. So he's right around third place right now, up 12 spots for the night in that number 10 car.
Oh, absolutely. We've seen him do it very successfully. I mean, we saw him almost get a win earlier this season off some really good fuel strategy when Brandon Lopez took the lead a few laps ago. I thought we were about to see that again, where Brandon was just going to try to stay out and stretch as long as he could. Josh Kelly going to go ahead and bring it down here on this lap. That is going to give your race lead to that number 48 car of Joe Tardif. Joe Tardif and Kirby Wainscott now are only drivers who have not pitted yet. You are seeing some cars on either side of Joe there. Those are guys that are getting their lap back from their green flag pit stops they have already made. I believe Joe coming over the radio there saying that he is going to be bringing it down here. And he is. That is going to give your race lead to Kirby Wainscott. Kirby Wainscott going to get a lap lead here. You also have to consider that. I mean, it's playoff season right now. Every point is definitely going to mean a little bit more here. So these guys just might have been trying to stay out one lap longer than the next guy, get that lap lead so they can get the extra points.
Yeah, I mean, every point matters. So you got to really try to stack up where you can, when you can, and how you can. These guys also get an extra point for not causing any incidents or not being involved in any incidents. So also something to look out for, to try to keep that car clean, stack them up while you can.
100%. And Kirby Wainscott going to be bringing it down on this lap. That is going to bring an end to our green flag pit stop run here. Lap 43 when the last pit stop occurring. So now it is just going to be a run all the way until lap 60, when we will have our stage break and our caution flag for that. Once again, thank you to everybody who is joining us. I know there's a lot of good sports going on right now. I believe there's a Chiefs and Commanders game going on. The third game of the World Series is also tonight. For those that care or keep up with baseball, I believe Shohei Ohtani did just hit a home run to give the Dodgers a 2-0 lead in that game.
He's not even that good.
He's so good.
I say that jokingly.
He's so good.
So we're going to lose like a bunch of people watching as soon as I say that. All right. This guy doesn't know ball.
Unfortunately, I'm pulling for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, like you said last week, as Americans, we are all going for the Canadians.
Yes. I thought we were all good. I thought we were all on the same page here, unless you were just a born and bred Dodgers fan, which in that case, more power to you. Congratulations on liking a good team.
Yeah.
I'm a Braves fan. But if you are anybody else, I thought we were all going to join hands here as Americans, as patriotic Americans, and pull for the Canadians. I mean, it's a fun team to watch, man.
I mean, I feel like this is kind of how it feels to be a kid in Star Wars growing up under, like, the Empire, you know? Like, your fam is the Empire, so you feel like you should be going for them, but realistically, the other guys are the good guys.
Yeah, I can see that analogy. It's pretty good, actually. We have got some racing going on here at the front, though, now that our green flag pit stops are done here on lap 46 right now. Greg McConey out here leading this race. He's got Jamie Horn and Brandon Lopez side by side behind him. He's got the 33 of Hunter Simpson up there. Hunter Simpson is going to be 2 laps down right now.
He's there to push his teammate there to the front. You saw him give a little bit of bump to Jamie Horn.
Yeah, I was going to say, still out there helping out. Hunter Simpson having to serve that black flag penalty. Was it speeding on pit road?
I believe so.
We're currently going to have
me on my side.
We are currently going to have 15 cars on the lead lap. Gary Armijo in that number 8 car going to be the last car on the lead lap, about 17 seconds behind the race leader. Current lucky dog position would go to Thomas McLaughlin in 16th. He is 1 lap down. Hunter Simpson up there right behind the race leaders is 2 laps down. Dagan Barnes is going to be 2 laps down in 18th, and Tinsley Smith going to be 4 laps down in 19th.
Let's see if we pull up a little bit of a time delta between McLaughlin and Hunter Simpson. You see there on your right side of your screen, Simpson is pulling that gap in a little bit, but not sure if he's going to be able to pull it in enough before this caution flag comes out. It's a full 19 seconds he has to make up, only gaining 2 seconds over the last 6, so that is a tough hill to climb.
Yeah, he would also have to get around the leader as well, in that as part of that little game. These guys are leaving it all out on the court right now. Greg McConey, Brandon Lopez, Jamie Horn, all racing very, very hard up there right now. Kirby Wainscott is going to be in 4th place. He's going to be about 5 seconds behind the race leaders, but it's looking like the parade kind of happened around Kirby there, as Brandon Trush and Frank Marchese both able to get around him. And he's going to have Bill Gentry looking to the high side and Dwayne Furtick looking to the low side. Like Dwayne's actually going to be able to use the low side there and complete that pass. Good move by Dwayne Furtick. Kirby going right back to that low side, though, trying to stick it back onto that side door of Dwayne Furtick, trying to get that position back. That is the battle for 7th place right now.
Yeah, looking right here at Dwayne Furtick's iRating at a 34.47, which is pretty high. I think he actually has the 2nd highest in the whole lobby right now. The first highest being Greg McConey at 36.20. Speaking of which, there's a battle for the lead going on right now. Jamie Horn sitting there on the bottom side, which iRating is not everything. A lot of people decide not to race officials after a while of iRacing. I'm one of those people. I do not race official races anymore to gain iRating, but big thing I look at is the safety rating these drivers get. Dwayne Furtick sits at a 4.99, which is the highest you can get. Jamie Horn also at a 4.99, showing how clean of a driver they are throughout the runs and the races they do run.
It's nice to see. That's one of the things that we absolutely encourage here in the Knapp Daddy Racing League. If you are just a safe, competitive driver and you want to be involved in a league, come on down. We would love to have you. I know Dwayne joined us last week. I think he found out about us from a Facebook group, and we got him in here. And I haven't had a chance to have any conversations with him or anything yet. But I mean, at least based on the stats and based on this performance I'm seeing out here tonight, Dwayne's going to be one to watch out for in the future.
Yeah, I made sure I cleared it with our drivers council that we have. We have a council made up of 5 drivers from inside the league who kind of make the decisions on the league, so that way admin doesn't have too much control. But one of the questions I brought to them was, should we let a driver come in for playoffs? Showed them the stats, and it was kind of overwhelming yes. With stats like that, you want to keep guys like that around.
Dwayne Furtick currently going to be battling with Frank Marchese in that 24 car. That's going to be the battle for 4th place right now.
Our first place
All
drivers
those
are door to door right now, though.
Yeah, we have a battle going on up at the front. Also, if anybody wanting any baseball updates, Alejandro Kirk goes yard for a 3-run shot to give the Blue Jays a 3-2 lead over the Dodgers.
We'd love to see it.
Go Canada.
Oh, Jamie Horn to the side of Greg McConey. That's going to put Greg into the wall. Greg able to keep it straight, though. No caution right now. A single car barely got to the wall. He's able to keep it straight. Greg's got to keep it out until this stage break, and then you can get everything fixed up and repaired. Let's check in with Greg. With the old driver's cam, still cool as a cucumber sitting in that car. Kind of babying it a
Only a
little bit. He's
couple
got some
laps.
damage, I think.
Only a couple laps to go until the competition caution here. He should be able to get that thing saved and get it down pit road.
It's like Thomas McLaughlin's going to get his lap back with a wave around red. Lucky dog pass here. If all things hold the way they are now.
You have a couple of the guys starting to catch up here. Looks like Frank Marchese going to be right there alongside his teammate right there.
And pit
Couldn't
road
quite
is
see
going to
how
be
much-
closed until the stage break.
I couldn't quite see how much damage he got. It looked like he was able to get it off the wall pretty quickly. But I think it might have just tagged in there a little bit and done something to that front end.
Yeah, if you smack that front right hard enough, it's going to cause a lot of steering damage there and drive damage, especially on those straights. It's going to lose a lot of time.
What a save, though.
Yeah, hopefully all repairable. We'll go back and watch that once we hit this stage caution here in the next lap.
So we are going to be right around the corner from the stage break. Reminder that the stage break will happen once the lead pack, I should say, is crossing the line to make it lap 61. So it's, I guess, at the completion of lap 60 would be the way that a smart person would phrase that.
Yeah. As soon as the 10th car passes on lap 61 there. To make it lap
We do
60.
that. Yeah, we do that for points because bonus points do go to the top 10 drivers who make it through on this stage. So these guys are going to race until the end here. Jamie Horn, believe, going to Steve Bonomo just called out that he was about to run out of gas. And that is going to bring out our stage caution here. Completely clean the whole way through. Had a couple of close calls. But so far, the only caution going to be our stage caution here. Steve Bonomo was running in 10th place there. Would have been in the position to get some bonus points, but was about to run it out of gas, so he had to bring it down. So your top 10 here at this stage. Jamie Horn going to be in first. Brandon Lopez in second. Dwayne Furtick going to be in third. Frank Marchese in fourth. Brandon Trush in fifth. Bill Gentry in sixth. Kirby Wainscott in seventh. Josh Cully in eighth. Zach Baker in ninth. Joe Tardif in 10th. Is going to round out your points drivers for this first stage of the Midwest Motor Customs 300 here at Michigan International Speedway.
Try to see if I can go back and find this little incident between Jamie Horn and Greg McConey. I believe it's going to be right around here as everybody's starting to bring it in pit road. I think it's just a matter of different driving lines there. Tight racing, close racing.
Just tough to see, man. Those guys were having such a good run, battling each other all night long. That was going to be really, really, really fun to watch over the course of the race. Hopefully, McConey able to get it repaired enough to where he can have it back out there and strong on the racetrack. Because I would love to see that battle toward the end of this thing.
Big race off pit road is going to put Brandon Lopez in second place, Frank Marchese in third, Trush in fourth, Dwayne Furtick moving down to fifth behind Kirby Wainscott.
We are getting ready to get back to green flag racing here in the Michigan Motor Customs 300 here at Michigan International Speedway. Jamie Horn was going to be your lead driver here coming off of the stage break caution. He is going to serve an EOL penalty here. Called that over the radio, wants to take responsibility for the incident between himself and Greg McConey there. So we're going to be restarting with 16 drivers on the lead lap. Steve Bonomo going to be the last driver, I believe, on the lead lap. Actually, Greg McConey getting it back out there as well. Looks like it's going to be Brandon Lopez up in first, Frank Marchese in second, Brandon Trush in third, Zach Baker in fourth, Bill Gentry in fifth, Joe Tardif in sixth, Kirby Wainscott in seventh, Daniel Wilkerson eighth, Jamie Horn in ninth, and Justin McMahon in 10th is how we are going to bring it back to the green flag as we get things back underway here at Michigan for the Midwest Motor Customs 300, lap 65 when we cross the stripe here. And Brandon Lopez took off like he was shot out of a rocket on that restart. Caution is out again.
I believe that's going to be on Kinsley Smith, who's down there on the inside part of the track on the back stretch. Ooh, this is a little bit of everything here.
He said this one's a little bit of everything. A little bit of flavor.
Dwayne Furtick doing a fantastic job to avoid that one. actually want to go back and look at that through his view here.
I'm trying to. I know Bonomo kind of came in late. He had somebody spinning down onto him.
Yeah, I believe that was going to be on Dagan Barnes there. Kind of came down the track, got into the side of Kinsley Smith. Bonomo rounds up into him.
Like you said, good job by Dwayne Furtick there to avoid that one. Bonomo getting some damage while he was trying to avoid it as well.
So Craig McConaughey still has some damage to that front right, but this is a great time for him to repair everything.
As I said, this is a great situation for Greg McConaughey. I mean, he was able to get a little bit of that damage repaired on the first caution, but on the stage caution rather, but didn't want to take it a lap down. So he brought it back out there. So he is going to be able to get a little bit more work done on that thing before we get back to going green flag racing. Oh, looks like we have some decisions being made here for pit road as well. Frank Marchese deciding to bring it down alongside his teammate Zach Baker. Looks like Joe Tardif also bringing it down pit road. Daniel Wilkerson. Lots of guys choosing to come down pit road here.
While we are under a yellow flag here, we're going to take a quick little break and we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Green flag racing, and I made a big mistake here. Trying to get some stuff sorted out, accidentally gave Brandon Lopez an end of the line penalty, so we had some confusion there on the restart, but everything's back in order now. Lopez still out front leading this race. Got Michael Lopez in the comment that 5 is looking strong. Go Brandon Lopez. Yeah, until I tried to mess them all up and send them to the back of the pack on accident. I was trying to click through and accidentally gave Brandon Lopez the penalty in, but everything's all good now. Should be all straight. As we get back here, green flag racing, lap 71 out of 150 here at the Midwest Motor Customs 300.
Yeah, you were really trying to throw a little monkey race.
Did we get it all straight at least? I'm hoping so. Right now, Brandon Trush trying to run down Brandon Lopez. Lopez up 7 spots tonight. Trush up 8 spots. Bill Gentry sitting in that 3rd place spot. We talked about him, that head-to-head matchup with Zachary Baker, who is sitting in 6th. 2 guys that really need a good run here at Michigan. Or the top 6 will be advancing after 3 races to the championship 6, where 6 drivers will race it out for the top prize. And of those 6 drivers, 5 of those drivers will get a payout in the prize pool. Unfortunately, the 6th place driver will not, but if you want to see all 6 drivers get paid out next season, throw in a sponsorship for us. We're looking for sponsors actively for races, for series. Some of these drivers are looking for sponsors. Good way to get your brand out there. Support a good cause. Help the boys out. Kirby Wayne's got here on the inside of Gary Armijo. Joe Tardif right behind him. Joe Tardif's very fast earlier on in this run. Got Hunter Simpson's got his lap back. He is now back on the lead lap in that 33 machine. They're battling out for 11th place right now. Behind them, Daniel Wilkerson sitting in 13th. Josh Cully in 14th. Greg McConey, I believe, still has a little bit of damage. Yeah, that right front still bent up. Incident earlier with Jamie Horner. Jamie's currently sitting in 6th place right now, down 5 spots for the night. He's looking to make a pass on the inside of Frank Marchese here.
Like Hunter Simpson in a good battle there too as well, out there running in that 10th place right now. Lots of double file racing going on more towards the middle of the pack, and it seems like a lot of guys more toward the front are kind of more single file racing right now.
Yeah, Brandon Trush looking to the inside of Brandon Lopez, trying to get this lead here. He's got a good run off. Going to have to fall back in behind him, though. Again, Bill Gentry using this opportunity to catch right up to the bumper of both of those guys. Oh, a little tap from Brandon Trush. Lopez goes around, gets hit. Trush goes around. That is unfortunate. Brandon Trush looking super strong. Brandon Lopez looking very strong this whole race. Getting my Brandons mixed up here.
I'm still trying to get caught back up here.
Yeah, we're going to back that up, just kind of see what happened. I think it's way back here. Yeah, you can see a little bit of contact there. Brandon Lopez cuts down in front of Trush. Trush thinking he can give him a little bit of bump. I don't think he meant to do all that. Bill Gentry catches some of that. Justin McMahon doing a good job getting on the brakes and avoid it. It's going to be Jamie Horn there on the low side. Dwayne Furtick coming down to the low side. Looks like everybody else able to escape. We'll see if we can hop on board with Justin McMahon for that. So we back that up all the way over here.
So unfortunate to see, man. All those guys running so well tonight, and then just tough incident.
Yeah, you see right here, this is riding along board with Justin McMahon. So he's coming through the corner. He sees this wreck going on down the low side. I know there's going to be a checkup coming. You can already see he's off the gas totally. Hits the brake, just barely avoids Bill Gentry and able to drive it out.
It's looking like everybody still had power in the cars. I know Brandon Lopez is going to definitely be dealing with some damage here. Bill Gentry caught some damage as well. I'm sure Brandon Lopez came over the radio actually say not as bad as he thought it was going to be, so that's good for him as well. Bill Gentry getting some damage repaired. Also, Greg McConey.
You just saw those tires reset right there for Brandon Lopez. I mean, he's probably got a little bit of things worked on, some things fixed for him. I don't see much damage around that car right now as it is.
Greg McConey also down pit road, able to keep working on the damage on that car as well. Looking like Bill Gentry still down on pit road getting some repairs done.
That's going to make your race leader Frank Marchese, Zachary Baker right behind two of those Trash Panda guys. Joe Tardis sitting in that third place spot, had that incident earlier tonight, able to catch all the way back up to third place. Looks like he's got all of his damage repaired as well. Look for him to be in the front as this run goes on lap 79 of 150. Daniel Wilkerson in fourth place, Jamie Horn in fifth place. And Brandon Trush, who was racing for the lead there, sitting in sixth.
Brandon Lopez able to get it off of pit road here. Looks like Bill Gentry still down on pit road. Justin McMahon bringing it back in. I didn't see if Justin got any damage. I don't believe he did. He might just be trying to tap it with gas again.
Yeah, I wonder if he's just taking another stop, fill up on fuel one more time. Or if he had some minor damage from earlier on, he's just trying to get everything fixed. And when you got a good run here, he might be able to keep it green for the rest of the way and work a little fuel strategy to your advantage.
I mean, we still absolutely are in the position where fuel's going to come into play here. It's going to be, I believe, lap 80 when we cross the strike this next time by. 150 laps to go here at Michigan, so there's still a lot of racing left to do. Here in the Midwest Motor Customs 300. Unfortunate to see some of those drivers that have just been so fast tonight dealing with some damage. We are back to green flag racing here at Michigan. Frank Marchese with a really big restart there. Zach Baker going to be in second. Joe Tardif going to be in third. Daniel Wilkerson in fourth. Jamie Horn right behind him in fifth place. Look at everybody scattered trying to find their lanes.
Three wide back here. McLaughlin blinks out just a little bit. Kinsley Smith there on the inside, or about inside that sandwich, I should say. Justin McMahon on the high side in that 3 car.
Jamie Horn gotten around Daniel Wilkerson. Jamie Horn now going to be in 4th place. Brandon Trush going to be right behind Daniel Wilkerson right now. That's going to be for 6th place. Dwayne Furtick up there in 7th right now. He's got Hunter Simpson challenging him on the low side right now, though. Brandon Lopez and Greg McConey sitting a little bit further back in the pack right now, about 3.8 seconds behind the leader. Brandon Lopez is going to be your last car on the lead lap right now. Steve Minomo going to be your first car. Lap down, he's going to be in 16th.
Yeah, those are 3 guys that definitely need a caution, need a little soon. Seeing Jamie Horn take the high side here, a little interesting.
Justin McMahon making a move down there on the inside. He was looking to the inside of Gary Armijo, who decides to go back up to the high side here.
Kinsley Smith off the wall.
That's what I'm saying. I was just getting ready to bring up Kinsley Smith. Kinsley Smith currently 5 laps down due to some damage from an earlier incident, but he's obviously got that thing repaired and back up to speed. He's up there running with the best of them right now. 38.02 last time by. Frank Marchese, your race leader, with a 38.07. Back to single file racing for the race leaders. Frank Marchese, Zach Baker, Joe Tardif, 1, 2, 3 right now. They're all within about a 10th and a half of each other. Jamie Horn in 4th place is going to be sitting about a half a second back. Brandon Trush is going to be almost 3/4 of a second back in 5th place. Dwayne Furtick able to get around Daniel Wilkerson on the high side for right now. He's currently going to be sitting in 6th place.
Keep thinking Zachary Baker's going to make a move here, but he doesn't. I don't know if he's trying to time him up a little bit and figure out where the speed's going to come from, but which I totally get. Kind of see how fast you can pull up to his bumper and when you can actually make that move. We talked about before, if you try to make a pass and can't complete it by about the 2/3 mark, you probably won't have that pass down the backstretch.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that doesn't get probably talked about enough, is that, like, knowing when you can and when you can't pass, or when you think you have a really good run but you're trying to get up somebody's bumper and you just can't quite get it. And a lot of times if you try to stay in it and keep pushing it through, like, the actual entry of the turn or what have you, that's when you can end up putting yourself in some dangerous situations, and that's a lot of times when you'll start to see the cautions start flying.
Yeah, and just to kind of solidify that point, Jamie Horn right there having trouble getting around Joe Tardif. Tried to make that pass in 1 and 2 in the last lap. Couldn't exactly clear it before he got on the exit, and ended up having to fall back right behind him again. It's tough sledding down there on that low side if you're trying to make a pass.
I would say we've seen people use it to pass tonight, which I really didn't think we were going to see much of tonight. We haven't seen it very much, but we have seen people use the low side successfully. Like you said, people that have been actually able to use it and make passes, you have to get into entry really, really early and almost be able to kind of squeeze back up. So it's not really like you're truly using the low side. So you got to squeeze back up, but you can make it work and carry enough speed down there to get it done. You just have to be really quick with your timing.
Yeah, I think you got to be early on that pass there. You'll see some guys do it past some guys that have some older tires and maybe not hitting their marks quite as well. Maybe they didn't practice running that mid side as much, but it is tough. You'll definitely have a better run coming from that high side. At the same time, it's just a tough place to complete a pass out. You see a lot of slide jobs here.
I've seen a couple people throw really nice slide moves here tonight. I think I've seen Dwayne Furtick throw a couple on his way up through the pack. I believe Dwayne's actually going to be our current biggest mover. He's up 12 spots, started in 18th, currently going to be running in 6th. Frank Marchese, also a really big mover tonight, started in 12th up to 1st. Got Zach Baker, his teammate, started in 3rd, currently sitting in 2nd. And Joe Tardif also up a position from where he started, currently sitting in 3rd.
You know, I once heard that Frank Marchese can parallel park a train.
Sounds like one of those famous Brian Gibbons quotes.
Oh, I love him.
It's good stuff, man. Frank Marchese doing a really good job out there, though, like you talked about earlier. Big thing here at Michigan is just being able to hit your marks and hit them consistently lap after lap. And we're seeing Frank Marchese do that really, really well, as he's been able to lead consistently over the past several laps since we restarted about 8 laps ago.
Yeah, and the one biggest flaw I can point out with Frank Marchese throughout this whole season isn't his driving at all. It's been his internet. I think he got his internet fixed about 2 or 3 races in, and since then it's been a game changer. We knew the guy could run at the front. We knew he had the talent, skill, and the finesse to run up there, but his internet just did not want him to be there. And it seemed like every time he'd have a good, every time he have a good run, something would happen. But now he's got that. Seems like it's ironed out. He's been having a lot of good runs.
Yeah, Brandon Trush rejoining the party as well. He's going to be right back up there to the bumper of Jamie Horn. Also seeing some other guys, Hunter Simpson, Dwayne Furtick really rejoining the party right now as well.
I like that car that Hunter Simpson is driving there.
It's clean. Yeah, it's really, really nice.
Hunter Simpson owns SSR Designs, own paint shop that he does some work out of. I'm a big fan of a good, clean scheme like that.
All sorts of design shops out here in the Knapp Daddy Racing League. Obviously, we have ours. This race tonight is the Midwest Motor Customs. That's Greg McConey's paint shop. SSR Designs, like you said, Hunter Simpson's business as well. Just love to see everybody out here winning.
Absolutely, and as the owner of a paint design shop myself, I have no problem shouting out other design shops. I think it's like shouting out another artist that does work a little bit differently. Everybody has their own taste and way they do things, and it's a hobby for me that's became a little side hustle, but it's still a hobby. You know what I mean? I've taken less and less orders over time just so I can make better control, better quality of paints, and not have to use up as much time. But yeah, it's a hobby. I don't mind somebody else goes to somebody. If we have a sponsorship for another design shop, if anybody else out there listening, I want all the fam to eat.
All the fam to eat. No, it's like you were saying, it's one of those things where if other people do good work, then you should shout them out. And I think I can say very confidently, if you end up getting something from Midwest Motor Customs and Greg McConey, or if you end up getting something from SSR Designs and Hunter Simpson, you are not going to go awry with any of them, or with us. Obviously, we would love you to come check out NapDaddyRacing.com, but if we're not your style, I know Midwest Motor Customs and SSR Designs both do a great job.
There's a lot of movement up here.
I was going to say, we're starting to see a lot more movement from this lead pack right now. Frank Marchese, Zach Baker, Joe Tardif, all racing for position right now. Joe Tardif now going to be on that high side. Jamie Horn trying to go back to the low side.
Checking with Brandon Trush while we're right here.
I say, it looks like Brandon touched the wall just a little bit right there. He's going to look to the low side of Jamie Horn here, though. It's so funny. You see everyone just in that dead straight line on entry, and then you start to see everyone scatter a little bit as we come into the actual entry there. Everyone trying to pick their lane of where they want to be. And that's when the fun starts.
Absolutely. Got Justin McMahon out here with the VR headset and the cool LED lights in the back.
I know people all the time will do like setup tours or show off the setup, showing their PC or monitors or whatever. Bump that. Show me your LEDs.
Should we just have a segment, just do a crib style, but like show your setup?
That'd be kind of sweet. You're starting to see these guys up in the front really start to battle for position. So Jamie Horn looked like he was going to try to go high on Joe Tardif there, and then Brandon Trush at the same time looked like he was going to try to go low on Jamie Horn. Now Dwayne Furtick in the mix. He's on the low side of Brandon Trush. Hunter Simpson looking like he's trying to get in there. He's going to the high side of Dwayne Furtick now. These guys are racing up at the front right now. Does look like these.
Oh, Justin McMahon in the wall. Trying to hold it together. I didn't mean to, but I had Justin McMahon's camera still up when that happened.
Oh, Lord.
So you got to see all of that live. Single car, no caution.
It looked like he just got a little bit loose, or?
We're going to go back and watch. But I believe him and I think Kinsley Smith possibly got a little bit of contact.
I think Kinsley was able to dodge it, but that is going to bring Justin McMahon down pit road.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's just him by himself there.
Justin McMahon going to have to bring it down and get some damage repaired there.
Kinsley Smith did a great job avoiding that one.
Fortunate to see for Justin. He was having a really successful night out here so far. I believe we just saw the race leaders go around Stephen Bonomo. That is going to put Stephen Bonomo 2 laps down here tonight in 16th. He is the closest to getting a lucky dog lap back, with 2 laps down. Kinsley Smith going to be 5 laps down in 17th. Dagan Barnes going to be 7 laps down in 18th. And Bill Gentry, after that incident earlier, going to be on pit road still.
Yeah, I hate it for Bill, too, because he was having a really good night. Right now, Frank Marchese starting to create a little bit of separation between him and his teammate, Zachary Baker. Joe Tardif still hanging on to that 3rd place spot. Jamie Horn backed off a little bit now. Dwayne Furtick still challenging the inside, trying to get around Hunter Simpson. But looking down to the inside now, it's Josh Cully.
Josh Cully been a man on a mission here tonight. You know, he's moved up quite a few spots as well. Josh Cully starting in 17th, up to 8th now. Kirby Wainscott there started in 15th. He's currently in 9th place. Dwayne Furtick, also a big mover tonight, started in 18th, currently sitting in 7th. A lot of guys moving all over the track tonight to get up in position, including your current race leader, Frank Marchese, started in 12th. now still leading this race, been our race leader for about the last 20 laps at this point. I think we're about to start getting to the point here where you're going to start seeing who has saved tires well and who has not saved tires so well. This is really going to start affecting these guys who are going to be on older tires at this point. Greg McConey going to be your car that is closest to being in danger for being lapped. He's about 28 seconds behind the leader right now. Leader has been running, I believe he ran a 38.4 last lap. 38.5 for Zach Baker. Joe Tardif with a 38.4. Jamie Horner with a 38.3 last time by.
Jamie Horner looking to make a pass here on Joe Tardif now. Not going to be able to clear him this time. He is trying his best to get around that inside.
Yeah, that inside is just not working right now.
Yeah, he has time, so I don't blame him for keep trying that, not trying the outside just yet. I mean, if you could try the inside and pass somebody while saving a little bit, that's fantastic. Speaking of which, passing somebody, Brandon Trush, Hunter Simpson. Simpson is trying to get around Brandon Trush now on the inside.
So Brandon Trush has a little bit of that push and help from Dwayne Furtick, who's right behind him. Probably going to let Brandon Trush get a better run out here on the high side of this exit, and it does. It's actually going to put...
Ooh. I saw Jamie Horn dive to the low side of the track there. I'm not sure what happened there.
Believe they were trying to work their way around Dagan Barnes. I think Dagan was on the high side there, up at the wall. That lead pack was trying to work their way around.
Well, we haven't really talked about tonight much. Gary Armijo sitting in 10th place right now, up 4 spots for the night. He's in front of Kinsley Smith. Daniel Wilkerson looking at the bottom side behind him, trying to get around Dagan Barnes there.
He is going to be able to use that low side there. Daniel Wilkerson currently sitting in 11th place. Dagan Barnes there, 8 laps down in 18th position right now.
And they're trying to catch up to Kirby Wainscott and the pack in front. Got Kirby Wainscott, Josh Cully, Hunter Simpson, Dwayne Furtick, Brandon Trush. And the next tiny pack in front of them is going to be Jamie Horn, Joe Tardif, Zachary Baker, and Frank Marchese, who has just led a handful of laps here in the second stint. Pull up your pit stop lap here. We know that cycle's got to be close. A lot of these guys put on lap either 66 or 77, so about a 10-lap gap between them. So might start seeing some guys coming in around the next 5 laps or so, maybe even before that, and then some other people in about 10. As I say that, here comes a whole group. Wow, it's like I planned it.
Everyone trying to get it slowed down.
I saw Jamie Horn hard on the brakes there.
The race leader is now going to be Dwayne Furtick, who actually just called over the radio that he's going to be bringing it down next time by, but he is going to get a lap lead here. Hunter Simpson, Kirby Wainscott rounding out your top 3 for right now. They are racing their way off of pit road. Jamie Horn going to be side by side there with Brandon Trush. Josh Cully with a really, really great pit stop. Hunter Simpson, your new race leader, he calls out that he's going to be bringing it down pit road. Kirby Wayne Scott sitting in second right now.
I'd imagine Kirby's going to try to keep it out here. Just off a track record. You like that pun?
Well done, well done. Hunter Simpson bringing it down pit road. That's going to leave Kirby Wayne Scott in the race lead. These guys should be, it'll actually be a little bit close. But these guys that are pitting now here on lap 113 should be good to go all the way till the very end, assuming that they filled those fuel tanks up completely. I know that we saw most guys kind of capping out here on a green flag run at about 40, 41 laps or so.
Yeah, I think the furthest we've seen it be pushed tonight is 43 laps. Kirby Wayne Scott currently sitting at 42 laps right now, so
gonna have to be bringing it in here sometime soon.
I think when this cycles out, your race leader is going to be Frank Marchese.
So Brandon Lopez hasn't pitted yet. Greg McConey hasn't pitted yet.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Jamie Horn working on the inside. Kirby Wayne Scott trying to get around. That's going to put him back on the lead lap.
I said Jamie was your first car a lap down after that run of green flag pit stops, and now that position is going to go to Brandon Trush. Kirby Wayne Scott coming over the radio saying that he's going to be bringing it down. That will give your race lead for the time being to Brandon Lopez. You said Brandon Lopez and Greg McConey hadn't pitted yet?
They have not.
When was the last time they pitted?
I believe lap 66 or 77 actually. Lap 77.
Okay.
So now all these guys are cycling back out to the lead lap. And I mean, this right here between Josh Cully and Frank Marchese, I know this is a battle for third place, but this is kind of technically for your lead right here.
As they're saying, with Kirby Wayne Scott already down pit road, Brandon Lopez just coming over the radio. He got that lap lead there. He said he's about to be bringing it down. So all these cars that you see right here, you see Justin McMahon bringing it back up onto the track as well right there. He's going to be quite a few laps down after that incident we saw earlier. He'll be about 15 laps down, currently sitting in 18th position. With Brandon Lopez bringing it down, that is going to be a race for the lead right there between Frank Marchese, Josh Cully, and Dwayne Furtick. Jamie Horn also right there in the mix. Greg McConey bringing it down right now on this lap as well. That is going to complete this green flag cycle of pits. And we are going to be right back to racing. Don't believe any of these guys are going to need to pit anymore for the rest of this race. We are currently on lap 119 out of 150 here in the Midwest Motor Customs 300. Plenty of racing still left to do. We've seen Frank Marchese be so successful here tonight so far. Once he gets to the front, it has been hard to take the lead away from him. Josh Kelly been moving his way through the pack all night long. Same for Dwayne Furtick. Jamie Horn been in the mix all night long as well. Brandon Trush going to be a couple seconds back, about 2.6 seconds back on the race leader right now, but he's been right there in the run as well.
Yeah, he's got to fend off. Hunter Simpson and Joe Card have both been super fast tonight, along with that Zachary Baker back here, just getting around turn 3 right now, but he has also been very fast in second place for a lot of this run tonight. Now Jamie Horn around Dwayne Furtick. He's threatening to pass here, all on the bumper of Josh Cully.
And Jamie Horn's trying to get back up there and get in the mix for this race lead. Still plenty of time left in this race. 38 to go here in this Midwest Motor Customs 300. Again, thank you to everybody who has been joining us tonight. What a race it has been so far. Lots of different action, lots of different strategies going on. Thank you to everybody who's joined us here tonight. We still have plenty of good racing left for you here tonight. Green flag pit stops all completed now, so it is just race until the end at this point. Frank Marchese still holding about 0.3 of a second of a lead on Josh Cully. Jamie Horn going to be right in there in the mix as well. Dwayne Furtick looks like he's lost a little bit of time here. He's going to be about 0.8 back on your race leader. Hunter Simpson currently going to be in 5th. Right at 3 seconds back, Hunter Simpson just on that last lap, able to get around Brandon Trush for that 5th place position.
Yeah, you definitely want to win tonight, but I think the big thing is top 6. Got to get in that top 6 to try to at least get your foot in the door for this playoffs and go out and get them next time if you do get that 6th place spot. Joe Tardif
100%.
Not in the playoffs right now. Zachary Baker, the next playoff driver, threatening for that top 6, sitting in 8th place. Kirby Wainscott also in the playoffs right now, sitting in 9th.
Currently have 12 drivers sitting on the lead lap right now. Thomas McLaughlin going to be in 12th place right now. He's about 24 seconds behind the race leader, so he's going to be right about 10 seconds away from being in trouble of being lapped, but currently still on the lead lap in 12th place right now. First car lap down going to be Brandon Lopez in 13th place right now. Greg McConey going to be also a lap down. He's going to be in 14th.
Right now, Jamie Horner's got a car between him and Frank Marchese. He's got to work around. That is Kinsley Smith in that 15 car, that blue car there, right between your leader and Jamie Horn in 2nd place.
I say you just saw the leaders going around Steven Bonomo there. Steven was up on the high side. That's going to put Steven a couple laps down again. And Kinsley Smith, I know he was involved in one of those earlier kind of incidents that didn't end up needing a caution, but he is 7 laps down, but he has shown how incredibly fast he can be here tonight. Been putting down great lap times all night long. Currently running times that are on par, if not faster, than our race leaders. Frank Marchese with a 38.37 last time by. Jamie Horn with a 38.1. Kinsley Smith with a 38.287. I mean, it's unfortunate that he got involved in that incident early on, because he definitely would have had one of the cars to watch for the end of this race.
Yeah, Kinsley Smith been super fast all night. I hate it for him. Hate it for guys like Justin McMahon, Bill Gentry, Brandon Lopez, all involved in those wrecks. Greg McConey, know that he was fast, know that he loves this track. Just kind of a bummer of a night for all those guys. But that's racing. One thing you can do is get out there next time and go get it.
That is racing. And that is the beauty of having a playoff season, that you still have time to go out there and try to get something done. even if tonight didn't go so well for you.
Yeah, and that's kind of our goal that we're trying to move towards here in the Knapp Daddy Racing League. Is I know a big complaint, if you ever watched the Dale Jr.'s podcast or whatever, his big complaint is that each race seems like it feels meaningless. If you have a wreck or something happens, and we're trying to make every race kind of feel like it means a little something. So next season, probably going to tighten up a little bit on the points. Justin McMahon tags the wall, goes down to the low side, but going to have some point format changes next season where every race really matters. You really have to be on your game every race.
Race up at the front, still looking exactly the same. Frank Marchese in the lead. Kensley Smith sitting in that second position. He is currently running in 16th, but still running lap times that are well on par with those other race leaders. Josh Cully going to be right back there. He's going to be sitting in third place right now. Dwayne Furtick going to be right on his bumper in fourth place. I think we're starting to see a little bit of that separation that you were talking about here earlier on in the night about Michigan. Starting to see a little bit more separation out on the track right now. Obviously pretty tight racing up there at the front. Jamie Horn less than a half a second behind race leader Frank Marchese. Josh Cully about a second back. Dwayne Furtick just behind him. After that, we're starting to see a little bit more gap. Hunter Simpson and Joe Tardif close. Brandon Trush about a half second behind them. Zach Baker then going to be about 4 seconds behind. In 8th place, Kirby Winscott about another second and a half behind him. About 3 seconds more to get to Gary Armijo, currently sitting in 10th place.
Frank's just been very impressive all night, holding on to this lead, actually going out there and running it, finding that balance between speed and save.
He's just been hitting all his marks very, very consistently. We talked about that earlier in the night, how that was just going to be one of the major keys to the race, just being able to hit those marks over and over again, hit them consistently. And Frank's been doing a great job here, especially in the back half of the race, maintaining those spots.
Jamie Horn and Kensley Smith all into each other. Jamie Horn hard into the wall. I am not sure what happened there.
What a collision there. Other cars getting stacked up there. We're going to have to take another look at that one.
See if we can look at what happened here. Wow, that was a hit. And then Brandon Trush, unfortunately, catching that too. See if we can hop in the cockpit here with Kensley Smith. That's wild. I mean, like, it looks like if you're looking from the top that Kinsley Smith just kept turning left in the cockpit cam. He is turning right as hard as he can, trying to keep it to the right. Yeah, he's got that steering wheel to the right, trying to keep it back, but so a very unfortunate wreck there for Jamie Horn. When Kinsley Smith get into it, Brandon Trush also involved in that. He's still on pit road trying to get it repaired. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get it back out on the track.
Yeah, it was a pretty big impact for him too, and those guys were bouncing back up across the track. I mean, I think he got into the brakes, but it was just, I mean, it was too little too late there. Those guys came flying back up there after a huge impact off that inside wall.
I would love to know more about that incident, what happened. Maybe we can get some feedback and talk to you next week about it, but I'm not going to lie, at first I was like, that kind of looked intentional, but then looking at the cockpit cam, Kinsley Smith had that thing turned to the right and was just sliding, could not get it to go back right. Some weird arrow movement there, but unfortunately that's going to be probably it for Jamie Horn. I think he's already left.
Believe he has called it a night. Believe Dagan Barnes also called it a night there in that mix. I think he even said something in the comments. Yeah, wheel damage on the right side, so no more rubber. So Dagan Barnes also calling it a night. Jamie Horn calling it a night there as well. For those that don't know, we do a race control system, so all these cautions and yellow flags incidents, everything gets, we do our best to review it in the moment up here in the booth, but a lot of times what we actually have to do is go back after the race, kind of review all of the different incidents, look at the video, look at the in-car cam and everything like that, and then we have a committee take a look at it, and everyone can decide what needs to be done about the situation, and we kind of go from there. But there's going to be 14 laps left to go here in this Midwest Motor Customs 300. Josh Cully and Frank Marchese going to make up your front row. Dwayne Furtick and Hunter Simpson going to make up your second row. Joe Tardif and Curdy Wayne Scott going to be that third row there. Zach Baker going to be 7th. Gary Armijo 8th. Daniel Wilkerson 9th. And Thomas McLaughlin going to be 10th. Brandon Lopez trying to get caught up to the pack. He's still going to be on the lead lap in 11th. Greg McConey going to be your first car a lap down after this restart.
And Josh Cully winning that race off of pit road. Going to be starting here in the front. Frank Marchese on the outside.
Josh Cully with a really big restart here as we take the green flag for the last 13 laps, or 14 laps, excuse me, of the Midwest Motor Customs 300. Josh Cully getting a really good run there on the inside. Frank Marchese going to be sitting in second. Dwayne Furtick going to be sitting in third. He's going to have Hunter Simpson on that high side. Joe Tardif also trying to make use of that high side.
It's like Tardif's all over the bumper. Hunter Simpson there. Dwayne Furtick trying to get out inside.
So Tardif all over the bumper there of Hunter Simpson. Hunter Simpson able to get a good run through there. I think Dwayne Furtick might be stuck on the low side a little bit right now. He's kind of got the parade going around him.
Gary Armijo moving up to 7th place. He's up 7 spots tonight. 12 to go here. Your battle between Josh Cully, Frank Marchese heating up. Oh, Cully into the wall. Marchese hits the wall.
And there's another caution flag.
What in the world is going on? Marchese leading all these laps tonight. Hunter Simpson involved as well.
Just the tale of the evening. Just fast cars getting involved in these cautions.
It was like Cully bounced off the wall, gets into Marchese. Marchese hard into the wall. Simpson was able to avoid it and got loose trying to get around him.
I'm saying then it just started kind of that domino effect that we talked about before.
Same thing with McLaughlin there. Zachary Baker as well.
So you had Simpson, or you had Josh Cully and Frank Marchese kind of stuck on the wall, thought they were going to be able to kind of save it, and you just have cars going every which way after that, trying to avoid it.
I think this means that Greg McConey is going to get his lap back. He's going to be on the lead lap here with, what, 9 to go when we restart?
Yeah, I think he's going to get the wave around here.
So Greg McConey buys his time and staying patient the whole time and back on the lead lap now. And immediately brings it down pit road, try to get that damage repaired. So he can go back out there and send it for 10 more laps, 9 more laps, and try to move up in the points as a lot of our playoff drivers out tonight. Bill Gentry, Justin McMahon, Kinsley Smith, Jamie Horn. All out already. I believe Cully possibly might be out. He's still sitting on pit road right now. Bonomo trying to fix some damage still. Brandon Trush still on pit road. Brandon Lopez with an early incident tonight. He's on the lead lap right now.
Yeah, it has just been a tale tonight of cautions catching up the quick drivers.
Well, lights on the pace car should be off now, meaning we will be going green next time by your front row. Joe Tardif, Dwayne Furtick. Second row is going to be made up of Kirby Wayne Scott, Gary Armijo, and Daniel Wilkerson. Hunter Simpson bringing it down pit road again.
Yeah, I think he tried to get out there and see if he could get it up to speed fully, and I don't think he was happy with what he saw. We are going to get them gridded back up here. See if we can't get the rest of this race knocked out here.
Like Frank Marchese able to get it back out there. Steve Bonomo's pulling back up. He is going to be 3 laps down. Kirby Wainscott down there on the apron. Might be saving some fuel there. Greg McConey out in the back of the pack.
This car makes the hard left turn, and we are about to get back to racing here. Joe Tardif starting in first, electing to take that high side here. Really good jump for him on the high side. Everyone going to be having to try to chase him down here. Almost 3 wide back toward the back of the pack is Brandon Trush and Greg McConey go around Stephen Bonomo. Everyone's scattered up at the front trying to figure out what position they want to be in.
Meanwhile, Joe Tardif kind of taking off here with Gary Armijo. Talked about him a little bit earlier when we were saying we haven't talked about him much tonight. Now sitting in 2nd place, up 12 spots, holding on for 7 more laps here. Trying to close that gap between him and Joe Tardif. And he's
Gary gets into the wall. So he got a little bit loose right there. That's going to open up the door for Dwayne Furtick to get low and go around.
And look at Brandon Lopez charging through here, back up in 3rd place. Kind of a slide job there.
There's a good move by him to get up there and get that high side away from Gary Armijo. That's going to put him in 3rd place. Kirby Wainscott going to try to use that low side as well.
Kirby Wainscott moving up in that 3rd place position.
Yeah, Kirby's done a great job all night long, balancing his pit road strategy, staying out of trouble. Kirby's going to be up there in 3rd place now. Gary Armijo going to be still there battling with Brandon Lopez. Try to get that position away.
Dwayne Furtick going for the lead here. He's going to try to slide up.
I believe we're actually about to run out of time here in our session.
How much time do we have?
No time.
This will be it then. This will be the checkered flags. These guys come around. Joe Tardif going to take the win. Dwayne Furtick 2nd. Kirby Wainscott in 3rd.
Brandon Lopez going to finish 4th. Gary Armijo going to take 5th. Daniel Wilkerson going to finish in 6th. Greg McConey going to come home 7th. Frank Marchese 8th. Thomas McLaughlin going to come home in 9th. Stephen Bonomo 10th. Race coming home a little quick. I believe we were about 7 laps short. The session ran out of time on us here for iRacing. I believe that's the first time that's happened.
In this league it is. It's been these sessions are set for 3 hours. Joe Tardif burning it down though right here.
Great job by Joe Tardif to maintain through all of the trouble here tonight. Come home and take that 1st place victory and burn it down right on that checkered flag. Right there for the start finish line here in the Midwest Motor Customs 300 at Michigan International Speedway. And what a race it was.
Absolutely. Got a little bit of wild there at the end. But congrats to Joe Tardif coming out here and getting it done. Had that wreck earlier in the race and able to fight back, get that car fixed up, and bring it home tonight in 1st place.
So he's going to go park it on victory lane right there. After his victory, we are going to work on getting your top three into the booth for their interviews of Joe Tardif with the victory. Dwayne Furtick gonna come home in second. Kirby Wayne Scott gonna finish third. We'll work on getting them all up into the booth here in just a second. Congratulations to the top three on their success here tonight at Michigan International Speedway for the Midwest Motor Customs 300.
And we do have some people coming up right now to the waiting room. We're going to go ahead and start pulling them up for some interviews here, starting with Kirby Wayne Scott.
Damage.
Kirby, you got a copy of this in the booth?
I got you. Loud and clear.
Well, hey, man, congrats on third place tonight. Really stuck to it. Very persistent out there to bring it home in third place after all the craziness that happened there at the last few laps. Talk to us about that final run and what it was like over the last 50 laps.
Yeah, that was it was an interesting last run there at the end. I didn't have anywhere near the speed of like Greg and Frank and all them up there, but I was just kind of biding, just cruising, seeing what would happen. I mean, if I finished eighth, I finished eighth. It is what it is, but yeah, I will definitely be happy with a third place finish here, the first race of the playoffs.
Yeah, that's definitely going to set you up for success here as we move on to the next race next week at Talladega. Talk to us about Talladega and what's your thoughts on that?
I am looking forward to Talladega. I mean, as much as you can, I guess, there, because it's really a toss up. You just got to put yourself in a spot to be around at the end to have a chance. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I enjoy the super speedways, so I'll be trying to talk to you guys again next week.
Absolutely, man. I'm glad somebody enjoys super speedways because I don't. But speaking of which, do you have any sponsors or shout outs you would like to give before I let you go?
I just want to give a shout out to Kinsley, teammate. He is one that well, I mean, we ran our cars tonight that Greg designed. They were really sharp. I can't wait to go back and watch the broadcast again because there was some good looking cars that he designed, and then give a shout out to you guys. You guys do a great job with the broadcast, and this is a really fun league. I've enjoyed racing so far this year, and I look forward to many more.
Absolutely, man. Well, congratulations on third place tonight, and I'm looking forward to talking to you next week.
All right, absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. Have a good one. It's going to be Kirby Wayne Scott bringing it home in third place tonight. Coming up next, I have your second place finisher in Dwayne Furtick. Dwayne, you got a copy with us in the booth?
Hey guys.
Hey, man, congratulations on P2 tonight. First race in the league, bring it home in second place. Looked like you had a car bring it home in first, but kind of ran out of time there. Talk to us about some adjustments you made on the driving style throughout the run.
I told the admins I'll just start this race in the rear. My whole focus was not even trying to win. I was just wanted to make sure I kept it clean all night. Had a pretty decent car. Kept the tires on it and had pretty good pace.
Absolutely, man. We saw you going from the back to the front. Very clean, too. I see you got a 4.99 safety rating, something we love to see here in the Knapp Daddy Racing League. Trying to navigate through a lot of traffic, a lot of wrecks. How are you able to keep it clean tonight?
Just take it easy the first few laps and just let the car come to me. And that's it. Just patience, really.
Yeah, so we're heading to Talladega next week. What's your thoughts on super speedways in Talladega?
I probably got a better chance of winning the lottery. but but yeah, I guess like everyone's probably holding their breath, just trying to avoid a wreck. But we'll see. Looking forward to it, and very thankful to be a part of this league and be able to race. So huge thanks to the admins here.
Yes, sir. We enjoy having you. And before I let you go, any other sponsors or shout outs you would like to give?
So my teammate Southern Alliance Racing, and that's it. And just again, just incredibly thankful to be able to come out here and race with you guys.
Yes, sir. We love it. And hope to see you back up here in the booth next week and a lot more of you next season.
All right, thank you guys. Take care.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
Take care.
It's going to be Dwayne Furtick finishing in second place tonight. And coming up next, I do have your first place finisher in Joe Tardif. Joe, you got a copy of this in the booth? You got a copy of this in the booth, Joe?
Yes, I do.
Well, hey, man, congratulations. Ran into a little bit of trouble there at the beginning of the race, able to get it repaired and fight your way back. Talk to us about how you had to overcome that obstacle coming from the back to the front to take this thing home.
Oh man, car was good. I think I could have got a little quicker in qualifying. Me and Hunter kind of ran into the same incident you've seen all night in the backstretch. Kind of a little, you get pinned up and then you get connected. Luckily, I nosed it straight, didn't hit anything bad. I rode first 2 stages. I finally fixed it. Cost myself 9 spots and just grind near the end there. Just get a position, stay in the fight, try to stay in the top 5, and you never know what can happen at these tracks.
Absolutely, man. And coming there to the end, holding off a hard charging Dwayne Furtick. Talk to us about that battle there as you guys went back and forth there so you can pick up the win.
Well, I was hearing over my team radio that we were running against the timer, so I knew we weren't going to get 9 laps. So I heard 3 minutes. I was like, well, it's going to be about 6 laps. I seen Dwayne catching me. I knew he got to my right rear. He was able to get to the outside or the inside there, wash up, and then I crossed him over, pinned his door, hope I didn't wreck him, and then stuck the bottom, prayed that it had held, and was enough to cut him up right in front of his bumper and hold him off.
Absolutely, man. It was a fantastic job, textbook job by you tonight here at Michigan. But heading to Talladega next week, a little bit more volatile, I guess, than Michigan can be. Maybe not tonight, but maybe next week it might be. But talk to us about Talladega and what's your thoughts on that?
Plate racing is I wouldn't say it's my specialty, but I enjoy it a lot. I can't wait for plate racing. Especially Dega, man. Dega's a lot of fun. It's a crapshoot. You never know. You just gotta be in it. You can be 12th coming to the white flag and win that. You just gotta be on the lead lap, top 10, and you got a shot.
Absolutely, man. Well, again, congratulations on P1 here tonight. And before I let you go, any sponsors or shout outs you want to give?
Shout out to Trash Panda Auto Sports. I run with them when I can. So shout out to them running with me, Greg, Frank, Zach, and the whole team. It was a team job tonight, working together, keeping each other in the fight, helping each other out. Shout out to my wife, Jamie, who got to actually catch me on a broadcast, win a race. So it was nice to see her catch one of those. But man, everybody that's watched me race, finally get one. It's been a hot minute since I won. But Trash Panda Auto Sports, best team in the league.
Absolutely, man. Well, again, congrats on the win tonight, and looking forward to talking to you next week.
I look forward to it. See you next week.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You too.
That's going to be Joe Tardif bringing it home in first place tonight. Ran into some trouble a little bit earlier on, but able to pull through and take home the win. But that's going to be just about it for us here tonight as we wrap things up here at Michigan. Before we go, Hunter, why don't you tell us about our sponsors?
Once again, tonight's race was sponsored by Midwest Motor Customs. Midwest Motor Customs is our very own Greg McConey's iRacing paint shop. Be sure to check him out over on Facebook. Send him a message if you are looking to get a design done. I know we've been looking at those Trash Panda Auto Sport schemes all season long. Those are really, really cool. So be sure to check him out over there if you want to get yourself a new iRacing scheme for yourself. You can also check us out. This is the Knapp Daddy Cup Series. You can check us out on our website at knappdaddyracing.com. You can catch us here live for the next 3 Monday nights for the Knapp Daddy Cup Series and the remainder of the playoffs and the championship. You can also catch us live on Twitch and TikTok whenever we can. Be sure to head over to the website, knappdaddyracing.com. Get yourself a custom scheme, new template. Got a lot of new stuff that just got added to the website. Or even if you're not into iRacing, just want to help support the boys, you can pick yourself up a t-shirt, hat, sticker, something like that. It means a lot. just like it means a lot for all of these wonderful people who have been joining us all season long, tuning into these streams on a Monday night. We appreciate it very much. Had a really good turnout tonight. Thank you all for joining us. Be sure you like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the upcoming playoff and championship action. And keep on cheering your drivers on in the comments. I know they love hearing it. We love seeing it. But I think that'll about do it.
Yeah, that's going to be about it for us here tonight. You can join us next week at Talladega. We're going to be same place, same time, starting at 8:15 right here on Knapp Daddy Racing as we head into the second week of the playoffs. Then guys will try to battle it out there and the race after that to try to get into the championship race and see who can take home this cash prize that we have here for these drivers. But other than that, that is going to be just about it for us here tonight. So for the last time tonight, I've been John.
And I've been Hunter.
We will see you guys next time.
Take care, everybody.